get this figured out. This world gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz, YouTube. What's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. And man, why did he spin the wrong way? As we sit here patiently waiting for the Ultimate Team servers to come back up, I decided I would jump into Mailbag and start catching up on some of these questions. And so I have two of them I'm going to address on this video. First question came from like one of my good clients. This is always hilarious. His question was, look, man, what are you not telling us about the one-on-ones or the deep ball? Because you're throwing high balls, but it's not, the readout is not saying high passes. So I'm kind of paraphrasing the question. All right. Now, I'll tell you this, I've never once denied using the high pass mechanic on some of my deep passes. Yeah, I mean, now it is kind of messed up because in my opinion, you have to kind of know that that's what you're doing pre-snap, you know, in order to get the best out of the mechanics or whatever. But I think I'm gonna do a couple more or a few more virtuals, and I think that's gonna be one of them where I kind of discuss how to get the most out of the high pass, because you can still throw high passes. Yeah, don't get it twisted. I mean, don't let me discourage you. I just know, you know, I know that there is an effort to kind of make it go away, and that's just witnessed by the game itself with the drops and all that kind of stuff. So no, I found a couple workarounds to it in order to get consistency, but it's not something that I'm just sitting there doing every play. So if that's what you mean, no, it's not an every play type of deal. It's situational, but it's like if you know kind of what you're doing in that situation, no, high pass can be successful in spurts. Like I said, Madden, the EA or whatever, you know, the game is just not gonna allow me to just go down the field throwing high passes and mossing people all day. It's just, Madden just won't, I'm not gonna say it won't ever play that way again, but it just does not play that way now, because the big thing is they're trying to promote the RPOs and all the new little stupid option pitch plays that they, you know, want to promote as the meta, whatever it is. You know, this is a RPO game. I mean, I think we all kind of realize that, but that doesn't mean that that part I didn't see. That was terrible. But yeah, it doesn't mean that you can't do this stuff, because no, this stuff is, you can still get it done. I mean, beyond a shadow of a doubt. And as a matter of fact, for me, a lot of times you don't get the readout at all. When you'll get the readout more, the readout is, or the header that says high pass, high throw, whatever, it reads more in practice mode more consistently than it does in games. And a lot of times in the games you won't see it at all. Even on my screen passes, a lot of times I will throw a high pass because it gives me more momentum as I roll into the catch, you know, without all that extra stopping and all that stuff. And so, yeah, it's a lot of passes that you see. It may say bullet pass, but it's actually, I'm using the high pass mechanic. It's probably, to me, in my opinion, I think it's just more prevalent, like what's dominant on the play. Like what dominates the usage on that particular play. So let's say if it's more bullet pass than high pass, yeah, figure that out. All right, next question was, this came, I don't know, do I know this guy? Yeah, it must be a client. Yeah, great guy. But next question was, what defensive formation do you use most? What I use most probably isn't the defense I like using, like my favorite defense or my favorite defensive formation. I'm trying to answer the question as it's asked. So the formation that I probably use most defensively is, I think it's nickel 3-3. Yeah, probably nickel 3-3. I just have like my box defense, the virtual box defense that I have on my site. The box defense is the best coverage shell in Madden. I don't care whose channel you go to, how many in terms of passing. Now let's just talk in terms of the passing game. I have figured some stuff out in terms of how to get people in positions where I can take away probably 90% of the routes. Yeah. Or 90% of the places that people want to go with the ball, and then the rest is kind of just me usering and cutting off certain routes to force the offense to go where I want them to go. So you'll see me just come out and stuff like that. I'll play those little inside routes. If that's the game that they want to play, I'll play that little inside game because I feel like my user and my change of direction is good enough. And those routes are normally, if I can force them inside or force them, if I can force them to an inside route, then a lot of stuff I can just take away myself. And so once you get, I've said this before, once you get a guy to the past his second read in Madden, it's like, man, it's good luck. And either he's going to run the ball with the quarterback, or either he's just going to throw it into traffic. Most people just are not willing to take a sack. And yeah, sometimes I'm one of them. Yeah, I do not like taking sacks. And I'm not a big proponent of running I don't run my quarterback a lot, even though I could. I just don't. Yeah, I'd rather have my routes and the timing and all timing-based stuff that I like to run because it just keeps me in the flow of understanding my progressions. And so a lot of these cases where you'll see, a lot of different routes. You see him trying to run that stop right there. And like I said, it's easily identifiable when you know that you're taking away certain things. If you have not got the box defense virtual, man, I would suggest you go do that, like seriously. Like right now, if you really want to know how to stop people from passing the way that they want, and you want to know how to kind of choke off the routes and understand where you're supposed to be. Well, look at Madden Cheap. Every time I do something like that and get a pick like that, they'll bring that little screen up where my guy will freeze and he couldn't run the touchdown. Oh, I hate this game sometimes. But yeah, Madden to me, like I said, the fun in the game for me is the chess match. I don't even the DDA and all the ridiculous stuff now. It's like now I've just become so accustomed to it. Like I said, even if I do rage or I do get upset about it, it just doesn't last for long because it's always a remedy. It's always a remedy, and most of this stuff becomes really obvious at times. You might see something like I might force a guy to throw a pass and the ball might hit my AI defender, hit him right in the on the top of the helmet. I actually have a highlight like that from the last couple of days where it's a critical part of the game. And so you have to understand with this game, especially for the guys who use my mechanics and stuff, the better you get at this stuff, the more difficult Madden will make it for you to maintain that consistency. So if you have one play that's off, or you throw a pass that's bad, and you're let's say you're 18 for 20, those two passes, one of them's getting picked. If it's anywhere near a defender, Madden is going to make sure that the AI gets picked, make sure that they even the scales, so to speak. It's just a bunch of ridiculous stuff that happens on the game. And so for me, like I said, man, I don't even, it's neither here nor there at this point, because I feel like I've like a lot of stuff that I know and a lot of stuff that I put into the game, you don't see it a lot of other places. You just don't. And so to me, that part becomes obvious. So I don't even, you know what I mean? I don't, it's like at this point of Madden, at this time of the year, I'm more in discovery mode for the next game than I am still about playing this game here. Although, I'm playing it, but I'm actually really just trying to search and find every little thing that I can to try to make sure that going into this next phase of Madden that I'm gonna be fully prepared, you know, have my content and stuff ready that, you know, that I sell and all that kind of stuff. The box defense, like I said, as long as there are zone adjustments, the box defense is gonna be around for a while because there's so many different ways to get into that particular shell. It's just so many different ways, and it's not just one particular shell. It's not like a cover 3, or you can't do it out of cover 3, you can't do it. You can do it basically out of any coverage shell. It just depends upon how fast you are with making your adjustments. All right, so wait, we shall. Hopefully it'll be back up in the future. Anyway, it's your boy, Coach.